Yo, bonjour mes amis, j'espère que vous allez bien. Venez dîner avec moi. So yeah, welcome. Um, so yeah, I'm still progressing. Well, not progress. I started on the other project I was talking about. My last couple of videos. However, uh, not that I'm folding it for the day. It is Saturday, so I'm actually gonna take a break from that, and I basically laid down flat colors for this. Well, I did a little something here and there, but it's basically flat colors, and kind of like the way it looks just with flat colors. But I think it needs more. So I'm gonna do that because I want to, and it's fun. And I'm not trying to, at least at this point, work on the project that I am working on, the other project I'm working on. So yeah, oggi colorerò questo disegno che ho fatto ieri. Allora, I'm just gonna tweak what I've got here. Basically, just by going over the flats that I've got down with the darker color to give some kind of shading, I guess, to what I have. Just to pop out, pop things out a little bit more. If you can't rely on your line work, then you need to, you can rely on your line work, but if you're not rendering with your ink, then you need to use your colors to pop things out. So that's what I'm going to do here right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. His hair goes behind her, so let's darken that up a little bit. And once again, these are characters I just thought I would just play with from VP Mangaka, Ye Old Treehouse. So she just dropped chapter 31. So if you want to go check out Ye Old Treehouse, this basic story, chapter 31, she just dropped, and you can find that on Global Comics or yeoldtreehouse.com. I think you will enjoy. So yeah, go check it out. Like, scroll past me and go check it out. I think, yeah, I definitely enjoy it, so. I'm trying really hard not to mix my colors with the wrong color. Right here. Yeah, we just had a beautiful thunderstorm about a half hour ago, and nice and loud, and I was hoping it would last a little longer, but you know, it didn't. Came and went really quickly. Really loud thunder, lightning. It was great. But can't always, you know, good things don't last, I guess, right? Now, if a good thing about these chart packs, trusty chart packs, is if I can find the other marker here, I can use this color to go over this color and kind of blend it in a little bit more. There we go. Like I said before, or like I usually say, I don't want to be here for long. I just want to take no more than an hour to another good thing about these is if you go over the same color twice, you get a little darker color here. But you have to wait till it dries first, otherwise it will pretty much be the same color. Because when it's wet on wet, it just bleeds together nicely. And I mentioned before, these markers uncapped for a while can fume you out, which is, you know, not what I want to do here. But yeah, I'm already starting to smell the fumes from, like, there's a alcoholic type of medium inside of these markers, which actually allows them to do what they're doing right now. If you can look at that, it's really nice. Kind of nice, kind of nice. Alright, so sand here. Using sand and beige for the hair. And I want these back here a little darker as well. This is his hair back here, because he has really interesting, like, wild type hair. It's really wispy, and you see what I'm saying? And that's Sam is her name. She goes by Piki Manga, because she does this. These are her characters from the old treehouse. And I thought they were really cool looking, so I just decided I was gonna procrastinate on my own work and do something fun. So here we are, once again together. So yeah, j'espère que vous allez bien. Hope you guys are doing well. Vamos. Let's go. Pongamos manos a la obra. Okay. I like that. I like that. Darker here. Now the problem with these colors is you're stuck with whatever colors you have. There's no changing it up. There's no fixing it. So we'll see how this goes, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and work it out as best as I can. Hopefully, you know, ich hoffe, es gefällt Ihnen. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Is it Ihnen? 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 I can't, whatever. Anybody speak German or Dutch out there? Can help me out with that? Let me see here. Try to label these because sometimes they fade like this. And yeah. Let's see here. You guys might want to bear with me a little bit. If not, kick it, get the fuck out, and then come back later to see how my progress is. Or you can just chill, break out your own stuff, right? And like I said before, you know, join me, and we can work on this together. Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out, besides PP Mangaka, I want to give a shout out to Nerdy Musings. Nerdy Musings and Sia Ohm. I just caught the tail end of her stream earlier today, and she's bringing the heat, baby. You know, the girl is excellent, an excellent drafts person, artist. She probably wouldn't mind me calling her a drafts person, draftsman. I mean, she knows what she's doing, so. I think, you know, yeah, drafter, quality work she has, and actually through her I was hip to Nerdy Musings, right? Nerdy Musings, he does a lot of interviews with people in the industry and people who do comics, and he's got great interviews, great questions, and it's a delightful show to watch. He's really cool. I have not yet met him, but I'm positive his personality is just like he is on the show. He's a very nice guy, very intelligent and artistic as well. Also, Thomas Patilli. Thomas Patilli, shout outs, man. This guy is also a comic book artist, and his channel, I believe, is this Thomas Patilli. He has a very excellent library of artists that he's, you know, gracious enough to share with anybody who goes check his channel out. And if you really like to look at, and not just that, but you know, faticamente daverotimi que qui concordo pienamente. He has a lot of stuff that he says. Allora, Thomas Patilli, a lot of stuff that he says, you know, is I kind of agree with, as well as, you know, not just agree with, but, you know, his take on observation of other artists' work. It's just, you know, really mindful, and yeah, go check Thomas Patilli out as well. And yeah, if you like watching people draw live, I decided I was probably gonna never ever again make a video. I'm just gonna live stream because I just don't. It takes too long for me to make videos and edit them and whatever. So I'm comfortable enough live streaming, and comfortable with the fact that my videos are not, you know, as good as well polished videos or anything like that. So, and I don't do anything anyways except for draw. So I don't think like obviously if I was sharing the library of my comic books, I would definitely try to come correct like Mr. Patilli. But oh yeah, you could check out. I'm sure he does live streaming as well, but he has it on his Patreon, so you can go ahead and check that out as well. I still haven't set up a Patreon, and I do want to. I just have not yet, so probably because I'm an idiot, or I don't know. I don't have enough time at this point, at this moment. And it's probably to my own detriment, but I will. I promise I will. I know I will. See how those fade really nicely, right? The darker color I'm putting on fades really nicely back into it's less prominent than when I first put the line down. I love these style markers, alcohol base markers are lovely. Let's go ahead and give it a little darker down here so that shoe comes out. Let's get that shoe, pop that shoe up. I'm going to go ahead and take care of all of these, everything, so I'm not going to be here for long, so I'm going to do it fast. I guess the reason why I decided to put the flats in first before I decided to stream me coloring this is because, man, flats are boring, right? It's just me, looking like a little kid coloring everything in. So I decided I'd pop up now just to live stream the rendering, I guess, process of these markers. So that's what we're doing. Now there's several ways to do what I'm doing. We establish the light source. I want the light source coming from the bottom up on him. I want everything, all the other characters to share the same light source. So if the light source is about right here, like a spotlight, then accordingly, we can put our shading accordingly to that. So this, just so you know, that's, can I do that one more time? No. You know where the light source is, so could try to follow that. Excuse me. So let me see. Let's test this. It might be too dark. Might be too dark. No, it's not. It's good, right? Eyeball. A lot of times you could use like a lighter gray. This is a cool gray. I don't know if I would use a cool gray. Well, it depends, really. You can use, I guess, a cool gray or a warm gray. And I can go in here and just drop shadows really nicely, and it will, since it's more like a watercolor, I guess, or a glaze, it will pick up the color underneath to make it appear as if, it's a darker shade of the color underneath. But since this color is really light, this will probably dominate it and it won't be as vibrant. I want a lighter one. This is 30. So if I can find a 20, maybe I'll use that. And actually the lighter color, I could probably blend this in a little more too, if I want to. How about for him, I think he's an albino guy. If he's not, then, I gave him pink eyes anyways, right? So we're going to use grays for him. So let's go ahead and see. He's lit from the bottom. Everything from the top, or this top line of him, will be a gray. Get dark. And you'll see what I mean once I... See, it already appears as if he's being lit from the bottom up. Ooh, bottom up. Hey, check it out. It is the weekend, so every day is happy hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and in 1 second, I'm gonna go ahead and libate. His ear will cause a shadow. So this, and like I said, we'll go ahead and use this to shade his skin as well, since he is kind of albino. And the top bridge of his nose, and right here will also catch that shade. Top of his ear, that part goes in as well. And I'll go ahead and use a lighter gray as well. Let's just go ahead and use the flat bottom. Pow, right? Get in there and do that, right? Don't be afraid. Top of his nose, we'll do this also. His upper lip as well. And top of his chin. See what I'm saying? And top of that bottom lip as well. And top of his eyeball. And it gives you that illusion that the light is coming from underneath him. Of course, this Adam's apple is going to catch it too. And I could use this to do color or shade everyone, but I'm not going to do that because I want to keep everybody else a little bit more colorful. Alright, and do the same thing with the rest of his hair. Starting to dry a little bit, that's fine. Use it to our advantage. Alright, if any of you are out there are still learning how to draw, if you have the opportunity to go to university or an art school, take advantage of that. It's very very useful to do such a thing. And if you don't have the opportunity to do that, then there are plenty of ways, because to be honest with you, whether you go to art school or not, it all depends on the student, right? If the student really wants to learn, because I know several people who went to art school don't even do art now, right? And they paid a lot of money for it, and they're not even, because they didn't really, put their initiative into it. So the people who do excel in art school are people who have put initiative, and the people who don't go to art school who excel in art put their initiative. Initiative is what it is. There's nothing really else that is going to, I guess, propel you to a point that you might want to be, as far as doing art of some kind. So don't be discouraged if you can't afford art school. No, don't do that. Don't be discouraged if you can't afford art school, because, like I said, it all depends on the students. And if you're a student, then it all depends on your initiative. That's all it really ever depended on. And yeah, I'm rooting for you. You can do it. You can do it. Just takes some time, effort, and appreciation for tasks that will manage you to arrive, I guess, at that place, the place you want to be. I have a warm gray 20. It's a warm gray though, so it's not cool. Like, I want to keep him cool, so that might not do. Here's a cool gray 20. Was this what I was using? I can't remember. Was it? Let's see. Oh, okay, good. So we get hopefully a nice blend, a nicer blend. Yeah. Very light. It might not look like it's making a difference, but it is helping blend that darker color into the white, which is nice. I like that. So let's see here. What else? We can get, oh yeah, get darker on that tie there. Maybe use this color for that. Flagstaff red, or yeah, we'll use Flagstaff red. It's a little browner, but that's fine. So since we're looking up, that light will catch that tie like this. And like this. Okay. And we're just going to keep it simple, like, cell shading, hard edged shadows, except for this right there. I changed that. I wanted it a little softer because this suit is white, right? And I might put a darker line up there as well at some point. Let's see. Might need this for her gloves. This periwinkle. I think is that his cape? Periwinkle? No, his cape is Mediterranean. I think this is periwinkle. So. Brittany blue is, let's see if I can remember. I haven't even had a drink yet, so. All right, this is a little grayer. This Brittany blue, it's on the gray side of blue. This periwinkle is more on the saturated, but it's still kind of dark, so we'll go ahead and use this to uplight this his shirt here. Alright, see what I'm doing there? So he looks like he's uplit. Yeah. You get it, you get it. I know you want to get it. Alright, so now, this is not the one I want. Mediterranean blue, I think, is what I have for this cape. Actually, I can use any one of these two to build a shadow on this cape. The reason why I might want to build a shadow on this cape is to lift, because if this were in black and white, all this right here would be the same gray, the same color gray, because they all have the same value, pretty much. And although you don't notice it in color, if you pay attention. What do I say? Pay attention. You could tell that this needs to pop out a little more, or it needs to be darker or lighter. Because right now it's all the same value. I don't have it scanned in order to tell and flick it to black and white, but if I did, I guarantee you this would all be the same gray. Mostly. So let's figure out how we can fix that. This cornflower blue is nice. This isn't cornflower blue. This is the cornflower blue I found that is closer to a flesh color, and I labeled it flesh, but it rubbed off. So we'll put that away. French Gray 50. This is what I used to color her. She needs some shading, so let's just do that. I'm just going to go bold. Use this right here to go bam. And this is how I color with in Photoshop with a round brush. I just bow, and with a mouse, of course, because if I had a stylus, I wouldn't have to be that brutish, I guess. Brutish is a good word, but it works. It works. It needs to be darker too. This black area here. I think so. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Looks fine. Oops. I could fix that. Okay. Make it a little darker here one more time. One more pass over. Without a bonfire. right? There we go. And let's put some, before I decide what I want to do with this cape, I either darken it along the line of her fist so that'll pop her out, or I lighten it. Now, since I'm using these markers, I really can't lighten it, but there's a way. There's a way. And the only problem with that way is it's very easily undone. Right? And that would be by using pastel chalks. And when I say easily undone is when I put pastel chalks on here, a simple wipe will just destroy it, that color, so I would have to figure out a way to fix it. I could use gouache, I could use acrylic, but I don't have that handy right now, so I'm not going to think about that yet. I just want to give her a shading, a little bit shading. Alright, so let's find that color. Keeping in mind the time I have, so that way I don't take too long to find it. I hope you guys are drawing along with me. I mean, what better time to draw except, you know, unless of course you got better things to do, which is, hey, I wish I were partying with you. I did that last week, so I'm gonna creep and kick it in all weekend. Oops, rather than you know, do it again this week. So, but I will have a drink. I will have a drink. So anybody out there who wants to have a drink with me, I don't like to drink alone, but I will. Raise a glass. Salud. Vodka, if you're wondering. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. Let's find a decent Sienna Brown might be it. That's Sienna Brown is like that would be a cool name for a comic book character. Sienna Brown. Is this dark enough though? Or is it too? I think it's too saturated. It's too saturated. I need something less saturated because for the shading on her, because she already has a nice copper, like a nice saturated copper color skin going on. And the best way to shade that would be with a less saturated color, just to make that saturation pop a little more. This is too gray. It's supposed to be bronze. Actually, French gray. This isn't bronze, but the bronze looks the same. Bronze looks like a French gray. For some reason, sometimes the colors, not positive if they mislabel them or if they just, the colors look very similar. Here's the bronze, and this might be, yes, it's pretty much the same as this French gray. A French gray is a little warmer than the cool, so you could tell the cool grays and the warmer grays. I think the French, because they have warm grays and cool grays, and they have French grays, the French grays seem more creamy than the warm grays, right? I don't know why, but I think that's their formula, because that's what I found. Yeah, if you found something different, then yeah, post up in the comments, man, because I might need to buy, I don't even know if they sell these anymore, at least in the same model of tubing or whatever. I know they still sell Prismacolors. They have a different, yeah, this is the new, right, the new model with these caps. With this is the old, like 10 or more years ago. This is what they look like. Now they look like this. Let's see here. Let's find what we're looking for here. I got space blue. Maybe I can use that darkener like that. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to darken that up there. That needs to be got as well. You got. You got. You thought we was a bunch of suckers, but guess what? Oh. Any Sunny in Philadelphia fans out there know exactly what that's all about. You got. You got. So stuck on that little piece of sweetness. There you go. I think there needs to be on that lip since. Ooh no! Look what I did! Look what I did! Damn. I can fix that. You know how? Before I crash out. I actually have. You guys were waiting for me to do something like that, weren't you? Bam! Look what I got. Right? This it's a paint marker, so no problems, no worries. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll put it to the side. It's not that big a problem at the moment. So, but yeah, you got. You got. Oh yeah, let's put a shade of shadow here. You can see since the last, if you watched my last video, if you did, I added the cape, which I thought was like wow, perfect. But now we have this problem, and I also added an outline for that composition of this man here. So I don't know, it does something I like, so I kept it. And let's see here. Her hair is not just red. It's also like redhead, right? It's also like a fuchsia, almost a fuchsia red. So you might want to add, I don't know if this is too saturated, this magenta here. To add. Ooh, see, this is, I can't change it. There's nothing I could do if it doesn't work, so I'm very reluctant to, pull my dick, excuse my language, reluctant to pull it out without knowing for sure that it's gonna work. Right? Ooh, I like it. Okay, let's pull it, let's whip it out. Alright, let's whip it out. Let's see what we can do with that. I just want to add the ends. I don't want to go all the way. I just want to put the tip in. All right, listen, I only have one stop. What's wrong with me? All right, stop. Stop me before I get in trouble. All right, I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to continue. Yeah, forgive me if I'm being offensive. I'm just having fun. I didn't really mean to. Is anybody? This video is not made for kids. It's not monetized. So, I'm not beholden to anybody except for myself at this point. So, yeah, we can all get along. Like a little flower on the top of her head. And as I said before, I can easily take this orange color that I used and soften this up. If I can find it, which I will. I have hundreds of these just spread all over the place, and I did not, and I cannot, I don't care if you try to organize these, you just can't. Because even if I had 20 of these sitting all in a row, they're still going to get mixed up, and I got hundreds over here behind me. So, not that I'm complaining, I'm just, you know, saying. So I'm looking for a orange, a deco orange, or a maybe salmon pink might work, since her hair is kind of fuchsia. But deco orange is this color specifically, so must find it. Here we go. Alright, see they're very similar, right? Deco orange. Deco orange, right? So let's find the one with the most juice. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Bam. Nice blend in there. Yeah. Yeah. See that? Ooh, nice. If I want, I could take white paint marker or Presto and just add some more white highlights to wherever I want. Let's see. All right. Her dress needs more shading. I wanted to put, I do not have baby blue or sky, my sky blue is more gray than blue. The closest thing I can find to a baby blue was this light aqua, which kind of puts it kind of green. It's aqua blue, but it kind of has a greenish tint to it. So what? We'll work with it. I had two deco blues, which is kind of like baby blues, but they're so dried out. So I had to use Deco Aqua for that. So if you're disappointed, you're gonna live. I know I'm gonna live. Alright, so let's just use the same color to get and figure out some shading on this. So if the light's pretty much in this general area, then the lighting will fall, or the shadow is going to fall along this side of her. So let's see here. She's going to need shadow here, and right here on this side of her. Underneath that arm, probably on that, and on that side, see. Yep. Possibly right here as well, right? Yeah. And how about here? That rib cage. I might need to go darker with another color. just to indicate where all that goes. This way, so here. Alright, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Maybe one right there, and one right there. Just to get it, just to keep it strictly voodoo. Which means, you know, as close as I can get. Let me see what else. I believe this character, from what I could see in the reference that I'm looking at, he's gonna need, it looks like burns, right? He looks like he's been a burn victim. If you're like me, you know, I'm a burn victim too, but not in this respect. I'm a John Byrne fan, and yeah, I'm a burn victim. Byrne. John Byrne, look him up. He's a goat, and he is a not probably still he's probably still controversial, but I don't know when he hasn't been. He's very vocal about things, and you know, it took me a while to really care. Just because, listen, man, the guy's great. Is this too dark? Maybe it is. Oh, John Byrne, he's just a mean guy. Well, so is Alex Toth. So is Alex Toth, right? I really don't care. They're geniuses. I actually met John Byrne once, and he was not a dick, so you might have a different stories than I do. So that's, you know, maybe you came at him wrong. I don't know. And when I met him, I was too embarrassed to show my portfolio, so I didn't. And maybe that's why he was cool with me. Oh, snap. Maybe that's why he was cool with me. Here comes another schmuck with their portfolio, right? No, I didn't bring it. I was too shy, and I was afraid that he was going to, you know, give me the thumbs down, which he would have. He totally would have. But I didn't. I just walked up to him and shook his hand. I said, "Mr. Byrne, I love your work. You're excellent. Thank you so much." Shook my hand. He was like, "Hey, no problem, man. Hey, want an autograph?" And I was like, "I don't have anything for you to sign." And yeah, so that was it. It was pleasant. So sorry if you didn't have a pleasant experience with Mr. Byrne. You should not work your portfolio up. Excuse me. Or maybe that's not the reason why he was a jerk. I don't know. He wasn't a jerk to me. So now, yeah, I'm looking for other markers here. Like I said, I have hundreds, and this is not an easy thing to pick through all these markers. It's crazy. I wish I had them lined up perfectly, but I mean, how long do the 100 markers is? Forget about it. Forget about it. Still have to fix that. I just wanted to get lighter first, because sometimes if you try to put a paint marker on top of something that's still wet, it'll shine through. At least something alcoholic based. So let's not do that yet. I'm gonna check my time in a minute to see where I'm at. I still got a shade under her hand and side of his face. I need some browns in here to make it look like I don't know, burnt or musculature underneath. Let's try the walnut. Should I use the walnut? We'll try the walnut. It's too dark. It's too dark. This is too dark too. This Flagstaff red, huh? Yeah, Flagstaff red's way too dark. Let's see what we got. All right, well, maybe we'll try the sienna brown. This might be too saturated, maybe not. I'll try it. It might be too dark. So what I need to do is find the marker that I use, and I think I know what that marker is. It's either blush or flesh, right? So it's this one. There's flesh, or it's, which is, you know, that's not really flesh. It's too pink to me, but I'm using a lighter. I'm not even, the color I'm using for flesh isn't even flesh. It's blonde wood, right? Which is interesting. Oh, my neighbor downstairs is about to play some music, so let's listen to this. I'll turn this off and we can listen to him. These guys get down. I live upstairs from a bar, so. Well, it used to be a bar. It is now a apartment and with a bar, right? And a stage, and he's a musician, so yeah. Every Saturday, there's a party. I might go down there later. No, I can't go down there later. Maybe I will, I don't know. We'll see. I will have another shot, though. I just want some kind of like striations of some sort. Maybe I'll use the tan here. It's kind of dark, but it might be what I want. Is it? No, it's too dark. I just want some fleshy type striations going on here. Maybe some over this way. We'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out. Again, mixing that in. Just to hopefully... Yeah, that's what I want. There's something. This is too dark, so... Let's find... Come on. Where'd my stuff go? Walnut, maybe? Let's try the walnut. Did I try that? Yeah, there you go. And it still is kind of dark, but... Try to catch it before it... Not sure if I like it, but I don't hate it, so. Just to get a little Freddy Krueger up in there. Now all of this will lighten up as it dries. So. It will look different once that happens. In fact, I'm counting on it. And that also lifts up her fist. As if the darkening of the hair didn't, which it did. It really did. And shadows, I still haven't done the shadows on the skin, on her. Let's pull that out the butt right now. Sometimes beige works as a shadow for that color skin. This isn't beige, by the way. Where did the beige go? These need to go separately. Not that one. Ooh, I'm getting fumed out from them chart packs. Let's see here. A flesh color. This flesh color was mislabeled as a warm gray 30. Yeah, that's not warm gray. Right? So, let's see. Maybe we'll use this. Too light. That's the color I used on her to begin with. So, just to put indication of that color here. Okay. All right. Who else do I want to shout out? Roland Napoli, one of my local artists. I call him one of my professors because I learned a lot from him. Vicky Hart, Valerie Toter, definitely one of my professors. Valerie Toter is one of the most talented artists I have ever met in my life. And she ain't no joke. She's great. These are people that you probably, they don't have YouTube channels. They're working artists and illustrators. I think they should get YouTube channels, but you know, they're too busy, I guess, making money. Oops. Doing what they do. I wish I was making these, you know. I'm just playing. Those are people that I learned from when I first started drawing. Laura McFadden. I know she's married now, so her name changed, but I know she's gonna hate me for this, but I love her husband. I've known him I met him through her, and I've known them for a long time. I just can't remember her. Circa? I can't remember. Forgive me, Laura. Her husband's awesome. He plays a mean bass. One of the few people that I've met in person that can play a bass like Larry Graham. All right. I know there are people who could play bass like Larry Graham besides Larry Graham, but nobody I know that I met in person except for this man, right? So I can never forget him. And if you know who Larry Graham is, come on. He's the bass player for Sly and the Family Stone. Besides Bootsy Collins, and I'm pretty sure her husband could play bass like, if he could play like Larry Graham, he could play like Bootsy, believe. I love Bootsy Collins. Hello, baby. I love you, baby. Don't get me wrong, sweetheart. I just want to whisper sweet nothings in your ear hole, baby. All right. Not that he sings like Bootsy, but he could play the bass like Bootsy. Alright, we're probably going too far with this in here, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Probably do the same here. Maybe give her a little nose. Yes, a little indication of a nose. A little more shadow there at the bottom. Oh yeah, I forgot. A lot of these lines here that are white, we can use a medium gray color to shade parts here and there, just to add to. Let's use a cool gray on those. That's too light. We need a darker. This is 20%. Yeah, 20. We need a 30%. Cornflower's not going to do it. Gonna have to step back again. Okay, what is this? Not cornflower. Cornflower. Can I use cornflower? Look at this cornflower. It's another one that looks like flesh, right? What's the deal with cornflower? And I did mark it flesh. Damn. It's a little more saturated than I want, but let's play with it. Alright. A bit more saturated, but it is darker, so. No, I can't use this. I can't. For what I want to do. There's a 30% cool gray we can use, probably. Or is this the one I just put down? Oy, oy, oy. Ay-ya. Okay. That's what I want right there. Bam. See what I'm saying? You can just use this. Oops, one in there. That's fine. It'll lighten up. Okay. And right there. Here. And down here, that can be pretty much like that, right? And then here, okay, and it has to be all dark right there, bam. All right, and we use this for the eyes too, right? His eyes have to be right here, boom, bow. Totally dark on that side. He looks like he has like gold or what do they call gold eyes? Not hazel? They're light hazel. They almost look gold, I believe, at least from the reference that I see. And again, I work from imagination. The reference that I'm looking at, I'm not pulling any of these poses from that reference. I'm just pulling basically the features, the colors, the uniforms, colors of the hair, colors of the skin, right? All of this is drawn from imagination based on a visual library that I have in my head. From drawing other stuff, human figures and what have you. So I'm not a teacher. This is not a tutorial. I'm just doing what I do and live streaming it because what else, right? Why not? Doing it for fun, not just for fun, but I like to build an audience because I have several projects that I would like to sell. I'm not asking for money, but I am advertising stuff that I would exchange for money, right? There's a difference, right? I have a product that I want to pimp because I am a pimp. No, I'm just playing. I'm not a pimp. In this case, I'm pimping my own stuff, so. Nothing illegal. Um, so yeah, if you're interested in anything like that, if you want to check out my products, go ahead and subscribe, like, share the video, and we can do this together. And yeah, I would like to also, if there's anybody out there who would like me to subscribe to their channel, type in my comments, subscribe, and I will go to your channel and I will subscribe also. I normally subscribe to people I find random, and if I like their work or what they're doing, I will subscribe. I found Sam, who draws Yeo Treehouse. I found her, and I immediately subscribed because I liked what she was doing. So yeah, let's support each other as artists and illustrators. And yeah, I encourage you to go ahead and not that it's it's not a, it's not a challenging thing, but yeah, I would, go ahead, subscribe to Fifi Mangaka, and I'm positive you'll enjoy her content. Hopefully someday soon, at least not until after July. I know that's where I would love to appear on her show. She will be interviewing other comic book creators, and by that time I will have my comic book out. So hopefully, not hopefully, let's not say hopefully, I say definitely, I will be on one of her shows. I'm not sure when she starts to do that, or who she's going to have on her first show, but I'll definitely be there to watch it. I hope you are too. What else have you got to do, right? You're gonna doom scroll, you may as well stop on something, worth watching. Although I must admit, I can doom scroll, catch myself like an hour and a half later, like what? Because it's so entertaining, right? It's almost accidentally, right? I accidentally doom scrolled for an hour and a half, right? I didn't realize it because I was actually being entertained, There's a lot of things to watch that are entertaining. Of course, I would say the majority of the stuff that I'm scrolling through, I just go through. Like I don't stop to watch something. I would say every fifth or sixth swipe is something I actually stop to watch. So it's not like I'm watching everything. And I'm sorry if your video begins with I'm not watching it. I'm scrolling past it. If your video begins with this and then this, I'm swiping. Sorry, I'm not mad at you. It's just annoying. I went from this to swipe. Because here's the thing, if I'm watching and you're not, and other people who expect me to wait for them to turn their canvas around, come on, man. You act like I have all day, dude. Just start the video with that painting, right, showing. Because man, it's, maybe I'm the bad guy in this, I don't know. I'm just not the one to care. If you're not trying to show me what you're trying to show me, then I'm swiping. I'm just gonna swipe. Now, another thing I don't like is when somebody shows me something interesting, right? And the video ends before the, you know, the final reveal or whatever, you know, the final, I'm watching this fool, like, with a pickaxe break his whole basement, the concrete floor of his basement out, to see him find a box buried underneath it, and then it ends when he's about to open the damn thing, and it's like, come on, man. I scroll up, part 2 is not there, right? I could scroll forever and I'll never see part 2. Don't waste my time with that, please, please. I'm begging you. But I'm only gonna beg once. I'm not gonna beg forever. I'm just gonna scroll, and after a while you get a feeling like, okay, this guy's digging through his stuff. How long is this? Yep, he's gonna try and, this person's gonna try and clickbait me, so swipe. Give me the goods, give me the goods. I want the goods. Anyways, that was my rant for this evening. Be grateful because I could have went on. I could have went on longer. What color did I use for her yet? Burnt sienna. So let's find that burnt sienna. Or sienna brown rather. I don't want to go nuts with this because it's going to get a little darker. Oh, that's the one I already used, isn't it? Alright, so we need a lighter color. Let's just go beige. Here's another thing. If I go lighter than this color with a beige, see, this is the beige, this blush, then it could also help because the alcohol or whatever chemical they use will actually help blend those two colors. Oh, here's sand. That's not the one I want. I want beige. Where's my beige? Here's beige. Okay, here's beige. Let me see if I can show you this right now. It looks dark, but it will lighten up. And it will also blend the colors that I have down right now. Right there. And you can do that right here too. Give them abadabas. Right? This beige can also help because I believe her shirt, I like it kind of shiny gold. This can actually add to that core shadow. Pow, right? Pow. Under shadow. Right? See what I'm saying? So it makes it, it lends itself and makes it kind of gold looking, like shiny-ish. And what I can do with that is also take the original, I'll use a dark yellow, this is also a sharp pack, to blend that a little bit more. Alright, just take advantage of that. And get in there, get in there. Alright. Booger right there. Oh well. See that? Nice. And I could also add like a highlight with that white correction fluid when I feel like it. Oh yeah, let's put some shading on her white pants. She has white pants, a white shirt, and green and white sneakers. Hopefully you can see that right there. So let's find an appropriate color gray. This cool gray 30 might be the ticket. All right. we have to, her leg too needs to be, I don't want to call it yassified, because somebody, that belongs to somebody else, so let's call it something else. Funkified, something like that. Right. Or you guys can pick a name and tell me what you think is a better term. Is this that beige? No, it's this sand. I can't remember what I used. Was it this? No, it wasn't that. It wasn't this. Sandy. No, it wasn't the sand. What did I use for this? I think it was walnut, maybe? See, this is why. Ugh. Coloring. This is why I don't like the color. Yeah, I think it is this here. Yeah. Take that beige and do the same thing I did with this. If I can find it. Let's try to find it before it starts to dry. Here, let's try to get this before it dries. Remove all these markers that I have up here. Look at all these markers I have up here. This is why I'm getting confused, right? So let's remove these. Put them with my other 100 markers on the side. See what we have. How's that? Does that look all right? I think so. I think so. I still have not went into the meat and shaded everyone appropriately. I shaded her appropriately, nicely, but not everybody else. He's fine. I don't know about him or her. Not done yet. I think this needs to be darker down here. How about we find a pencil and figure out, okay, if this lapel comes back to here, right, then we can put a button right here. I like that, so let's put a button right there, just to pick that negative. I know, oh, negative space is important, but I like that, so we're gonna keep that. You gotta let your thing breathe. Yeah, I know. Yes, that's important too. And it's more important when you hear that from somebody who, you know, who actually does stuff, you know. I know, yeah, it comes hard for me to criticism and whatnot, but I think criticism is important. So is negative deconstructive, negative criticism, it's all important because then you know, right, your audience, right? Your audience, oh. And if they're just being jerks, then you can tell they're just being jerks. But if they really care about your product and they're like, hey, listen, I love your stuff, but I think you could, work on this or that, right? And even if they're not an artist, right, that's important. So feel free to comment down below, and I will gladly accept your critique, constructive, destructive, or what have you. I have no problem. You're not gonna make me cry, so. If that is what you're trying to do, then go ahead and comment anyways. I enjoy engaging, so let's engage. Let's engage. Not that I'm gonna go round and round with you if you're just being a jerk on purpose. I'm just I enjoy it. So go ahead, be a jerk. I'm inviting you, be a jerk down below. Tell me I suck, right? And I'll just let you have your say. But if you have something constructive to tell me, or deconstructive, or what have you, I'm willing to listen, because that makes me a better, in the long run, it makes me a better, makes me not a better person, but it makes me, I guess, a better craftsman at what I do. Again, to the teeth, right? Get those teeth. And eyeballs need shading as well, so that's what I'm doing there. Maybe he needs a little bit more up here. Yeah. All right. Yep. If you guys have any ideas for the background, like a color or something, I kind of like it on white, but he's so white. I feel like there needs to be something behind him. I don't know what, but maybe just a bold color, like outline, and outlines everything from the outer part. I don't know yet. I'm not going to think about it right now, but if you have an idea, I'm willing to hear it. Looking for a color to shade, put a shadow, but I can't find one. I can't find one that I would like to use. So maybe I could just use this. Screw it. Now, usually for color I use violet mist. Is this it? I hope that's cornflower. If I can find that violet mist, I will use it. Let me see, what is it? This here. Oh, it's a grade 10. Wow, I got that low. Where's my violet mist? I feel like David Letterman right now. Trying to put on a show and I can't find my markers. Oh well, that's what you get for watching. I hold you totally responsible. Oh snap! All right. go yellow? Nope. Yeah, I can't find. So we'll just go ahead and use the gray. Screw it. I can't find my violet mist. So, I mean, I do have colored pencils I can dip into. Maybe I'll do that. I will check the time though, just to make sure that I'm not over an hour and a half. If I am, I'm out of here. Oh, hour and a half, baby. All right, I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a lovely evening, and I will catch up to you guys at some point. All right, peace. Peace, peace.